Today I want to tell y'all a little bit about my grandma. This woman is the true definition of a Southern belle. Not the fancy schmancy Southern belle that you see on TV. I'm talking real, genuine Southern woman. If you ever had the pleasure of meeting her, I'm sure it would be an experience you wouldn't forget, especially if she feeds you. Holy crap, this woman knows how to cook. And I'm not talking small family meals. Every time she cooks, it's a feast. I kid you not. She cooks in dish pans, like 15 or 20 quart dish pans, and everything has sugar in it, even her spaghetti. God, her spaghetti is to die for. Tomato gravy and biscuits, chicken and dumplings, carrot cake, pork and rice, peach cobbler, apricot nectar cake, banana pudding, you name it, she can cook it better than you've ever had it. For years, she has had 9 mouths to feed, sometimes more because there's always company. But she still cooks like that to this day. It doesn't matter what day of the week it is, if you show up at her house around dark, you won't leave hungry. Hurting, probably, from eating so much, but not hungry. Every holiday, it takes her like 3 days to get all the food cooked. We have a huge family. It takes a lot of food. There's always at least 3 tables full of food. It's wild. Let's do some math. She had 7 kids, there's 17 grandkids, and 25 great-grandkids. That's 49 people, not including spouses. Could you imagine cooking for that many people? She does it, and she loves it. She has a servant's heart. She has stood by my grandpa's side and served him for 60 years. 60 years! I can't imagine. And yes, I said served him, because that's what Southern women do. We serve our husbands. I bet out of those 60 years, my grandpa can count on one hand how many times he has fixed his own plate or cooked his own meals. He probably doesn't even know how to work a coffee pot, much less an oven. But she spent those years serving him. He never left the house without a coffee thermos and a lunchbox. She always had a hot meal cooked when he came in from the fields late in the evenings. And looking back, I never remember hearing her complain about anything. Pawpaw could drag in 20 bushels of corn for her to clean, silk, and sit for days cutting it off the cob by hand, but she never complained. If I'm only half the woman that she is one day, I'd be happy. I'll read some words my aunt wrote. She describes her perfectly in this. Some may look at this picture and only see a worn-out floor, but for some of us, this floor is a testimony to the years my mother-in-law has spent serving her family. This particular path marks the travels from her living room to her kitchen, where she has cooked up Southern-style feasts that rival any restaurant buffet. In the years since joining the family, I've seen her tables loaded with enough food to feed the entire neighborhood, and sometimes that's exactly what she does. The crowd in the house spilling out onto the porch and then overflowing into the yard to sit at picnic tables lined under the shade trees. She has been known to take the time to make 3 different potato salads, to cater to picky eaters, to fry fish at Thanksgiving in case one person just didn't want turkey, and to make sure that there's always at least 1 jug of 1 cup sweet tea amongst the gallons that she prepares for family dinners. In a time when few people cook on a regular basis, her kitchen is always warm with the heat from a stovetop full of something homemade being prepared. It is a constant in the Smith family. If you are going to Mama's, prepare to be fed. Expect to take home leftovers or fresh produce from their garden, or if you're really lucky, she'll gift you a jar of strawberry fig preserves. Her legacy will be her daughters that have learned her culinary skills at her elbow, a daughter-in-law that doggedly tries to create the comfort foods of her husband's youth, and a slew of grandkids that will search their entire adult lives for a coconut cake that rivals the one they snuck pinches of at family get-togethers. Her floor is a testimony of the years that she has spent sharing her gift of cooking, baking, and canning with those people who call her family and friend. While some may look at the floor and see damage and wear, for some of us, it's a beautiful reminder that some mamas never stop mothering, never stop worrying, never stop working, and never stop sharing everything they have right down to the last piece of peach cobbler.